Hey everybody, I'm Tim Gillespie, audio enthusiast and electrical engineer here at First Build, and today we're going to turn these vintage appliances into a DJ sound system. I'm going to be assembling a team, we're going to be recycling these objects, and trying to make something really cool out of them. And the idea is to hide the speakers into these so that they look like a normal ringer washer initially. They somehow open and reveal the speakers that are inside, so we're going to work through with the team how we want to do that. We got the speaker cabinet team, it's going to be building the box, putting it together. Electronics is going to wire everything up to make it functional. Design is going to make it look interesting and get everything all shiny and new. And the mechanism is going to make everything rise and come to life.
Hi everyone, I'm Lula. I'm the industrial designer on this project, and the challenge was turning some old objects that we had into a fresh new experience. So the inspiration for how we're going to present the speakers actually came from combining sleeper cars and droids. The goal for this is to maintain as much of the original machine, but having it to where it'll pop out and surprise you.
Can we start now?
Right now, there's two bolts that run underneath here that hold this whole ringer assembly, this top piece. This is pretty crazy. The way these two rollers can run independently but still be powered is they put a differential right here on the left. You can see all the gearing and bearings needed to make both of those rollers be able to roll independently, exactly like how your car works, which is pretty cool. Delicious.
We got this MDF that's already got this large radius on it. We wanted a speaker box to have some kind of contour that would mimic somewhat the shape of that drum. This large angled MDF allows us to give a rounded shape to it. Normally would just be a rectangular box. We got Rob, also known as the Embedded Professor. Here we got some of the electronics that we're going to be using for the build. We got a 48 volt power supply to power this, which is an amp that we're going to use for the lows. Bluetooth module so we can wirelessly connect to it. We want to electronically actuate whatever Danny's mechanism is. There's a proximity sensor, so you walk up to it.
Right.
Yeah. But they look nice and happy.
What does that even do? Moves the hose an inch. Like, oh, your hose is in the way by an inch. Don't worry.
Where goes that from? Don't worry.
Looks like it won't be that hard to take out.
All of this is basically not needed for what we're trying to do. Everything here, pull it right out. So we have a slight problem in that we can't really get rid of all of this because we need this to hold up the ringer assembly. So what we're thinking is we just chop this whole assembly right here, leave the mounting brackets, and that way we can gut this whole inside out to make space for our speaker. It's crazy to see how much material is in this, just like how much plate steel and thick gauge steel. You can definitely tell that a lot of these components are built to last. It's a really cool thing to see.
We got this turntable from U-Turn Audio. We thought this clean white look and clear acrylic platter would look really visually interesting on the build. We got some VU meters. Everybody loves to watch these bouncing needles. It's also backlit, so it should be hopefully pretty cool. This is a digital signal processor, so this is how we're gonna do all the filtering and crossovers for the speaker.
Go ahead, and so what I usually do is I'll take the wire, plus.
Dude, I wish you could smell.
We can take it off here.
I was wondering, what is that smell?
Yay, time lapse.
Just gonna turn this work down.
Artistic flair.
again. We're at the wonderful First Build right now. I'm a maker from level 1. This type of project where it's blending DJing with my passions of just makerspace and just hacking to make things happen is like a dream come true. This record player is pretty awesome. It's really cute, but it's not really gonna work. Like any kind of small vibration is actually gonna like wiggle this needle, and having that vibration, it's gonna sound like scratching, kind of like you're braking really hard on a car. Instead of going here, we're actually going to use this. With a digital thing, you're actually not going to have any issues with vibrations. So as you can tell with record players like this, they actually work off of dual RCA. With other DJ equipment, we accept that as well, but you have tons more options. We're going to be needing ideally an XLR just to get as good of a sound quality as we can, but if not, we also have tons of other inputs, plenty to play with. There's a lot to do.
Part of what was so cool on the sketch that Lula had done was that this center part was a cylinder. Because we have to have this flat section where the speakers are, it just looks a little bit out of proportion.
Looks sweet, done, ship it. Covers the speaker when it's closed, and then when it opens, it goes. It looks a little weird, so we're thinking of pivoting to a different style. So the next steps are to try and mock up what this orientation would look like. The solenoid would fire, would release the gas spring. This whole speaker assembly would rise up, push the lid back, and then it would play awesome sound.
Day one's complete. We got everything disassembled. We had to come up with a new speaker design, but I think we got it all figured out. Next up is doing some acoustic measurements so we can design the crossover, so stay tuned.